Screaming Southwest passenger, this just happened, strips naked on plane, shocking fellow flyers, including children. We've all been on the Southwest flights where like there's a little turbulence and then they throw like the nuts down the aisle.
Yeah.
And this is where the nuts came out early.
Stick around, make a sound, there's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population Sullivan.
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus Sullivan, the man we love to have back in town
Guys, don't mind
every
me.
time.
Don't mind me.
What are you wearing?
What's
this? What's happening
Don't
here?
mind me.
You did a triathlon?
Don't mind me.
Wait, you did a triathlon?
Don't mind me.
Wait, which part of the triathlon did you do?
I love these.
Just the end.
Just
the medal getting part. He did
If
the
you go
Thalon. He
to
did the
the
Thalon part.
Pasadena Rose Bowl Triathlon and offer someone $15 for
They'll
their
give you a medal.
Yeah. They will give it to you.
If
Yeah.
you just
Dan
show
thought
up,
he was going to the flea market. Turns out he had to run around the place.
if you just show up really sweaty, they'll give you a. Like I don't care what you just
We
did.
are recording this right after I did the. I should be full disclosure. The sprint reverse
Marathon.
triathlon.
So what'd you do?
wait a second.
So it's
you ran
reverse.
backwards.
So it's reverse. So I think most triathlons are swim, bike, run.
So you get
This
the
is
medal.
run, bike,
Drown.
swim.
Yeah, drown.
Yeah.
What's the swim? It's an
are
Olympic
you
size
biking?
pool.
Yeah.
You got to do what?
So it's a 5K run, 15K bike, 150 meter swim. So down, back, down.
Down, back, down.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah.
Three laps. 3 laps.
Whose bike
Yeah.
did you steal?
Oh man, I've had mine stolen 3 times.
Can
so
you
I'm
bike
on
at the
my new
triathlon?
bike.
Can
yeah.
you at the triathlon? Can
Yeah.
you bike in the water? Is
You
that
can't.
okay?
I mean, of course you can.
Dan stole a bike from these karate kids
bike
who
was
were
the
wearing
hardest part.
skeleton outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Dan.
bike burned me.
Is that your
Oh
bike?
my
Yeah.
gosh, that was the one I hadn't prepped enough for.
Because there's too many hills.
It is a little hilly going around that golf course in the back.
Yeah.
Because you start out essentially in front of the Rose Bowl, and then you go all the way around the golf course and back. That's one 5K. So mentally, that's one of the reasons I feel like I could do it is you just tell yourself in the run, I just have to do this once.
Right.
And then in the bike, you only have to do it 3 times. But that like west side is essentially
up the hill,
going up.
yeah.
And then once you get
Everybody's
around the
talking
back,
about
it's
the west side.
it's coming down a lot more.
West Side.
But
It's amazing.
it
Dan.
was
Congratulations.
I was
I love
glad.
it. And we'll be right back with more triathlon talk.
Thanks.
All right.
Triathlon People Town.
Triathlon People Town.
What's the point of doing this if you don't wear a medal?
You got to
You wear the medal.
I'm
Then
so
it's-
proud of you,
'cause
Dan.
You're always
earned
just
it.
2 to 3 years
Hey,
away
Chris,
from holding it up,
get a
looking
medal
at it, and
and
throwing it
I'm
away.
sick and tired of everybody getting a medal, Chris. Back in my day, you win, you get a medal.
You want
Get
to know, I'm tired of people getting medals and not wearing them every
Yes.
day, everywhere
Love
they
that.
go.
Gotta
medal,
get the-
flaunt it.
If you're gonna get the participation trophy, participate.
Old school guy. So now there's going to be young people now in 50 years when the pendulum swings back
Yeah.
to only the people who win get the medals are going to
Yeah.
be like, in my day, we all got medals. That's right. Now these punks walking around feeling good about themselves because you won.
Yeah,
How about a medal if you participate?
Yeah, there's
He's got
that
like
anger.
15, 20 medals.
In my day, we all had to get a medal. We all had to wait around afterwards. You couldn't leave. You couldn't just leave with your losing.
Highly embarrassing.
You had to get a medal that was very. You had to be patronized.
You
too.
understand me? We all had hollow victories that we had to sit through.
Oh, that's funny. We should do that on stage.
I'm doing it on
All right, let's jump into some dumb stories.
Here we
shall
go. The world is dumb, and Carlene McDermott, our dumb foot on the ground. She
Yeah.
be Carlene. She gives
Dumb
us all
boot
the good stuff.
on the
Thank
ground.
you. All right, here's the headline.
Okay.
A man in China is reportedly preparing to sue his girlfriend over his childbirth simulation experience.
What?
Sue his girlfriend.
Said you need to feel what it feels.
I see.
So
So he had an experience, something strapped to his own pelvis?
I'm not sure.
Well, we're gonna get.
We're going to get into
Okay,
it.
all right.
But what we do for early love, I think this.
Sure.
Right?
69.
Thanks.
It's like the.
That's it.
That's early love.
Don't know
That's
what
the
I do
beginning
for-
and the end.
That's early love.
69.
Then later in your relationship, it's 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
more like a 46. All right.
Yeah, it's a scratch my back.
34 and a half.
Scratch my back while I eat these carrots. All right. The
You
boyfriend.
both make a 4.
The boyfriend whose identity has not been revealed for obvious reasons.
No,
Of course, he's
definitely.
not someone who wants the
He
world.
doesn't
to
want
know who he
heat.
is.
He doesn't want
You're
that
gonna bitch
smoke.
about it?
Right.
He's filing under an alias, for sure.
Initially turned down the idea. He's like, put that in the article. I said no at
I
first.
said no at first, then I came.
I'm
around.
not a rollover guy.
Sure.
All right. He eventually accepted the challenge He's trying to make it out like
Yeah.
It's
Dan's
like the
triathlon.
ice
Sure,
bucket
sure.
challenge.
No, he's trying to make it out like he deserves a medal, like
That's
Dan
right.
did. He ran it. All right,
Let's hear him out.
The cycling was the hardest part.
And he
My favorite Tom Petty song.
The
the
cycling.
cycling. All right, and agreed to sit through the labor pain simulation with the use of electric currents. Like, who's in charge of this thing?
Sure.
The process is supposed to mimic a woman's contractions prior to the baby's birth, according to South China Morning Post.
What happened to just sympathizing?
Yeah. What I was just like, I'll help you.
I
whatever.
believe you that this is horrible.
Let me
No,
get you the
I
ice
can
chips.
see.
She said, listen, there's an easier way out of this.
That's right.
So
Right.
I could just sympathize.
Just get me
Right.
the ice chips.
Randy
Right.
and I have both passed kidney stones.
Okay.
Okay. According to medical science,
Yes.
that is more painful than having a baby.
This is what you told your wife.
Yeah.
As our second child was coming out.
Yeah.
Mine was worse.
That's right. As it was happening.
So smart to do that.
You Googled it?
Well, I
pulled
said
up
it
on
out
an
loud.
iPad.
I made sure
Yeah,
she
yeah.
knew as she was
When
going
are you
through the
gonna
most.
simulate my stone coming out?
Yeah.
Genuine question. Is some kidney stones reach the point of like needing an epidural?
So I will tell you what happened to me.
Please,
If-
slowly. Go slow.
Put down that sandwich if you're listening.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Mine got impacted,
Uh-huh.
Brag.
so they had to go in and scrape it out, and there's only one entrance to that
There's only
club.
one way in.
Kidney stone, deep
There's only
impact.
one way in.
Deep impact. They had to scrape it out. That once they scrape it out, they don't want scarring to occur for
Who would?
on your urethra.
Who
So
would?
they put a stent in there,
Uh-huh.
which is this thing that keeps everything open, which is
Sure.
as painful
Sure.
up your urethra.
Sure.
So then when you pee and when you contract after you're done peeing, it's the most painful thing in the world. So that for 9 days. Then I walked into the doctor's office, and this woman's like, I'm going to take it out. You want to watch it on the screen? I'm like, wait, you're not going to give me any. How do you take it out? She's like, we go in with a little hook. I'm like, you go in
With
where?
a little hook.
Like at the Apollo?
Only one way in.
The Sandman comes up
Sandman
and
comes
plays
in
you
and
out.
sweeps it off.
And she's like, it'll feel painful for a second and then a total release. I'm like, I don't want it to be painful for even one
one
half
second.
second.
Also,
I
don't
don't
be
know.
saying total release.
Yeah,
anymore.
I know. In the
In the doctor's office.
in that area.
Good
Yeah.
point.
And she pulled it out, and it did feel like a total relief and release. And
Yeah.
I watched it on a TV screen as it
Yeah.
happened. It was crazy.
Let's go to that
We're going to
clip.
show you that clip right now, Jay. And you brought a clip, Jay, didn't
Where
you?
was
did.
that podcast?
That is
So where's
that's on
it?
my
So
IMDb page.
Electric shocks. on
Electric
his
shocks
stomach.
mimic
Yeah.
women's contraction. The girlfriend explained on social media that the simulation process gradually increases the intensity of pain for the first 90 minutes.
That's insane.
The
Gradual.
first
The first.
90 minutes.
All right.
First 90 is one of my favorite.
Then
Finish it.
the remainder of the experience administrators go to the maximum level of intensity. She said further details about the simulation were not clear because I guess she wants to keep it a secret
Yeah.
for her next relationship.
Victim.
The woman noted that her family's intention was never to harm the man. Okay, so now she's bringing in her
Sure.
family.
Family's
Sure.
intention.
This was my uncle's idea.
Sure.
I had nothing to do
Or
with
were they
this.
all there?
Yeah.
watching?
He arrived and he's like, well, what are they doing?
No, why are they watching?
This
it?
was their choice. I can't.
Mama?
They didn't love you.
Mama.
Chinese mamma.
Chinese mama made this happen. They weren't trying to hurt the man, simply make him endure what a woman goes through during labor.
Which is pain.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
The
Hurt.
other half of this that is parenthetical is that
Yeah.
because they don't believe he thinks it's that big of
It
a
sounds
deal.
like he
right?
started this. He
did.
definitely
For
started
sure.
it.
Whatever.
It
Yeah.
can't be that bad.
This conversation started on a deck.
It can't. Definitely.
Started on a deck.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
ended below deck.
Right, and he's holding like 2 drinks,
It
and not
can't
one
be
of them
that
is for
bad.
her.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
He got 2 for himself.
Oh,
and
babe,
then
you got one for me? No,
No,
I
I'm just almost done with this one, and then I'm jumping
So
onto
it's
this
3 men who have children, and I assume have witnessed pregnancies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did your perception of what a woman goes through change
Oh.
from going into it to during it, and then your reflection afterwards be like,
I will say,
What do you
because he might be an idiot.
I will say, it didn't look that bad.
Yeah.
You fucking liar.
So easy.
I will say here and now, it didn't.
Not a big
like-
deal. No,
like,
it is
the
the
only
most
thing that's
insane.
the only thing that was shocking to me were the electric shocks that I took in the simulation.
Chris is like, look, I've done a lot of night shoots. I know what discomfort feels like.
Chris,
I've
like
been up for 16 hours.
there are moments
Yeah.
where
I mean, when we're outside shooting and they take the jacket off and there's that blast of cold.
That's right.
They don't know what pain
I'm
is.
just curious if this guy is like, they haven't had a kid, and so he's an idiot, or he has witnessed the miracle of birth and was like, it's not that
No
bad.
biggie.
Yeah.
Either way,
Because
he's
he-
dumb.
both are
he
bad.
didn't realize that there was a way they could prove it.
Right. He's like, whoop, you stepped into the terror. It
Yeah.
doesn't look that bad.
And they said, "Do you want to try?" And he said, "What do you mean?"
If anyone listening has the
Mama?
option, I'm not going to go 90. I'm not going to go a first 90 minutes. But if anyone listening has the option to give someone this procedure, I will do it for the Patreon for like
Okay.
2 minutes.
Yes.
I would be willing
Dan,
to do it.
You know, there was a great was it the Magic House? I think it was the Magic House in St. Louis. Great like kids museum in St. Louis that had an old earthquake machine where you could, because you didn't have earthquakes really in Missouri, stand on this thing
Simulate it.
and it would simulate what an earthquake would feel like.
4.1, a 4.9, a 5.2
in the Richter scale.
Keep going
And
up.
so I think of that. I think there should be a type of, which
It
doesn't
was just a
shock you.
Sibian, but you stand on it.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
But I think if you could strap on, you know, a
I mean, it's some electro.
right, and it sends electric
Tens-
currents, not
tens
shocks,
machine.
Yeah.
but currents.
Yeah.
That's they said these are currents.
Yeah, it's a tens machine.
I'd like to rewind all the way back to the beginning of this story real quick and identify her as not even a wife, as
Girlfriend.
a girlfriend.
Right.
Girlfriend.
You're like,
This is not even
Why-
a
this-
lifelong commitment.
right.
yet.
This is what I would say. Why are you getting your girlfriend pregnant?
Yeah,
Stop.
okay.
What's
What's worse, her being like, come see me on open mic acoustic night, or simulate childbirth?
I think.
Well, open mic
according to
hallucinate.
this story.
You're gonna have to see other people too.
Right. It's work it
She
out.
might be good, but it's the whole night.
Gotta stay for the whole night, hon.
Right, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a bringer.
Sorry, I
It's a
can't.
bringer.
It's a bringer. All right, here she goes. Her quote.
Yeah, I bet
My
you drinks.
boyfriend started screaming and struggling at level what? And I don't even know how high it goes, but
That's it. I guess level 2.
I bet there's 5 levels.
Oh,
there's more.
I bet
7
there's
concentric levels.
There's more than 5.
More than 5
I
levels.
bet there's 30 levels.
Uh-huh.
And I bet he started struggling at level 3.
I said 2.
I'll go 6.
Okay, get your answers in. He started struggling at level 8.
Level 8.
Okay.
Swearing and crying at level what?
12.
10.
15.
One of you is exactly right.
10.
15.
10.
Wow.
And by the end, he was gasping for air. The girl, so they were higher than level 10.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The girlfriend claimed she wanted her fiance to experience a woman's struggles before they tied the knot. The woman recalled constantly wiping her boyfriend's sweat
Yeah.
with her sister's help.
Wait.
See?
See, there are
See?
other people there.
Wait, but how much help
How
do you need
to wipe
wiping
sweat?
Yeah, Mimi.
babe?
That feels like it's one person.
Yeah.
should be
Susie,
able-
where are you?
Well,
I am all over the right
it-
side of his
so
forehead.
As
It was her hand, but her sister was holding her wrist. Yeah.
you're not
So
wiping
creepy.
your
Lot of-
quadrant.
Move
lot
it
of
over
sweat.
there.
Do you
Lot
think
of
he's on
sweat.
a bed, on the floor, on the couch? Do
I
you
think
he
he's on
started
all,
standing?
he's on all fours.
At what level did he shit himself?
That's right.
That's probably a part of
Once
it.
you
too.
said wiping, I went
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And he endured the simulation for how long?
Well, you said the first
90 minutes. So
So
I think-
how long did he endure it? It's more than 90. We know
4
that.
hours and 4 hours and 30 minutes. He went 390.
which would be considered a short labor, right?
yes.
Which is the first half of the Irishman.
Yeah,
This dude's
Yeah.
getting spit wiped
I know.
less than 90 minutes
Spit
in.
white.
He's getting his spit shined.
And you're right. 4 hours in the context of doing
Yeah.
this seems insane. 4 hours in the context of labor, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, quick labor.
Yeah.
Quick labor.
Congratulations.
320.
320. Get your answers
I'll go
in.
2 hours.
2 hours. Get your answers in. Sorry, Dan, didn't mean to cut
That's,
you off.
that's fine.
3 hours. Very close.
Well done, Christopher.
Once the ordeal came to an end, he was exhausted, puking, and suffering abdominal pain. Wow.
Good. Good. Did he have
So-
a boy or a girl?
This
Yeah,
is this
that's
is like this is like
had
now
a
I
break.
get to go.
He had an
I
O-
get to
he had
go
an
on
O-boy.
every guy's weekend
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Why?
For the
Yeah.
rest of
He
this
just did
relationship.
something that's natural for women.
I know, but he
No, he's got to
Yeah.
go to work the
Yeah.
next day.
And
That's what
they
he has to do.
they won't stop talking about it, Daniel, for
gotta
the
go-
rest of their
He's
lives.
got to go to work the next day and make 70 cents on the dollar.
It never ends. He gets told to smile more by every person
That's
he
right.
sees.
That's right.
He has to really give.
It's like the game. It's like that. It's full immersion experience.
Yep. When the
Great
pain
movie.
and discomfort continued for how long after the thing?
3
So he
weeks.
did it for 3 hours.
Did it for 3
Yeah,
hours.
Yeah, 4 days.
4 days after.
3 weeks.
3 weeks
Oh,
after.
I'll go 6 hours.
How about 1 week?
1
Okay.
week.
Wow.
Pain persisted for 1 week.
Man.
He was hot. He was hospitalized and found to have suffered permanent damage.
Oh my God, dude.
Physical or emotional?
Well,
Why narrow it
doctors apparently found irreversible damage in the boy's abdomen, boyfriend's abdomen.
Boyfriend.
Second, I was like, wait, how old is this
Boy,
kid?
at this 7-year-old's abdomen. All right.
Oh, I forget to say she's in 3rd grade. It's an arranged marriage. You guys.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah,
go. I was told, this is a quote, my boyfriend had part of his small intestine removed. She was told? By who? I guess they're not speaking
Well,
anymore.
I mean, clearly.
No.
She had to be told.
Someone
Also,
told
like,
I read on
I heard
Mama
Why
told
are
her.
you guys having a baby?
the girlfriend wrote on social media. Couple's engagement was canceled.
Sure.
Obviously.
Of course.
And the boyfriend's mother warned the girlfriend about visiting him in the hospital.
Wow.
So now his mom is stepping in
Now
and be
it's-
like,
yeah.
bitch, no.
No,
But
you
also-
don't get to.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Take it off.
No,
Take it off.
You can't.
You can't. You must be able. I mean, it must
Nope.
be. It's Velcro. It's got to be Velcro.
At best,
Can't.
it might just be TENS units where it's just little
Yeah, just
sticky
take it-
pads.
Yeah.
Take 'em
Take
off.
it off.
You can't.
He's not going to because he doesn't want to seem like he can't handle it.
Right.
The mother also claimed her son was preparing to sue her. Good.
Good.
The mother?
No. I am willing to take full responsibility as long as he recovers, the girlfriend wrote on social media. I wouldn't say full.
I wouldn't say full responsibility
responsibility
anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Several social
I
media.
think. I
Full
think
term.
It doesn't sound like this woman has given birth.
Right. She's a girlfriend.
So now,
She
this
should
is how
have
we
to do it.
resolve it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the only one who's been through childbirth?
In the couple.
In the
Several social media users sided with the upset boyfriend, one saying typical labor pain lasts almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
At most 10 minutes. This girlfriend and her family seems crazy. So I will say this. In the labor process, as you know, as you're watching
Yes,
it,
yes, yes.
comes
there-
in
it comes in
waves.
waves.
Yes.
So it's super, super intense, like this person said, at most for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
usually like 2 or 3 minutes. Then it subsides.
It feels like a kidney stone.
It
like
feels-
it's
yeah.
super intense. You're on the floor, literally in the fetal position, crying, and then another seconds later, you're like, I'm okay, and then it hits you again.
Yeah.
Right. It comes in waves. This girlfriend and her family seem crazy. Sue that insane girlfriend. Another one wrote. One argued that childbirth cannot be truly simulated, as it is a complex mix of physical and emotional. Who are you, Dr. Phil?
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you chill out?
Yeah.
Many women know how to choose painless labor, which is true.
Right.
Yeah.
Epidural.
Get an epidural. You don't
right.
feel anything.
My wife is like, can I get an epidural 3 weeks before I deliver? I
No.
said, sure.
My wife on her last delivery asked too late. She was like, "I'll get that epidural now,"
yeah.
and the nurse just laughed. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're way past that."
Really?
Yeah. She was.
That's like,
I've had two.
walking 7 holes of a golf course and being like, I need a cart. And they're like,
we
nope,
can't-
you're,
we can't
sorry.
get
you're
it
too
out.
far out there.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
you got to now walk
The last 12.
11.
11.
It's
I've had
exactly like that.
2 epidurals in the last year and a half.
Oh, for your bad back, Dan.
Yeah, just that injury.
Yeah.
And
Do they help?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And
For how long?
It's quite a while. It was excruciating pain getting the epidural. But I think
Oh, it's a giant needle that
yeah,
they shoot
and
into your
you
back.
can feel as the medicine or steroids or whatever go like deeper and deeper and deeper. The thing I learned, epidural is a procedure.
Right.
And then you on the back end of that is what are you getting it for, right?
Right.
It's like having a cast.
Right.
It might mean you broke your leg, it might mean you broke your arm. You just go, I got a cast, so I got an epidural. It hurt so bad, and I asked, I go, is it this painful for women in labor? And they said, well, when a woman gets an epidural, her body's already in a state of trauma.
Right.
So the body is not recognizing this
Right.
pain
It
at
does
all.
not understand this.
Yeah, it does. Like that doesn't. But for me, it was.
That sounds
extremely
like someone
painful.
was copping out because Rachel's first epidural, she didn't feel a thing. She
Right.
Also wasn't in any pain.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Man, mine was. And maybe it's where
We need to
they
talk to
shoot
your-
what they're shooting into you.
Why they
Maybe.
shoot into your penis?
Right
Dan?
into
That's
the,
the wrong
only
spot.
one way in.
disc.
No, my penis feels fine.
There's only one way out.
Can't feel it anymore.
Now I have a kink.
Many women.
in your
You
penis.
realize you love it? No. This woman's actions should have legal consequences. They
Why
have.
he agreed to it? He could have
Yeah.
just taken it off.
Man, take it off.
100%. That's all I got.
If you're in
Never
any
say no
situation where
always.
someone needs to like wipe the spit off your mouth, things aren't going well
and a sister,
at all.
not
This
just
is,
you.
This is on a societal level too. The amount of things women have been through in China. I think this guy could take a little bit of it.
But yeah, it must have been that he was getting constant. It wasn't waves, right?
Yeah.
The body wasn't.
No,
made to,
they,
like,
it
handle
sounded like
that
they were
for
just
hours.
turning a knob higher and higher and higher, and it was just
Yeah. And the
consistent.
And the more he's screaming, like they're enjoying it.
It's like the opening scene that scene with Bill Murray in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right. Yes,
That's
absolutely what it is.
That's right.
And the question really is, why were all the family wearing lab coats? You didn't
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
do that. I mean, don't.
They commit to the bit.
And this was in Wuhan. I forgot to add.
Okay,
that.
great.
This was in
Oh.
Wuhan.
All right,
Patient
that's
zero.
story number 1 down in the books. When we come back, we'll find out how you can follow and watch Chris Sullivan and all the things that he's doing
And his pod.
his podcast, all the great stuff that Chris Sullivan's doing, and our stuff too. It's Dumb People Town with the great Chris Sullivan. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we jump into a little Chris Sullivan action, Jay, let's tell them what we have going on.
So I'm not sure when this is dropping, but we know for a fact that in April, let's just start there.
yeah, April 3rd through the 5th, we're going to be at Comedy Works in Denver, which is in
South Club,
the
enormous
Landmark
club. It's going to be really fun.
Fantastic. Every time we go there, it's wonderful. Great fans, great comedy fans, and great shows. So very excited about those shows. We're doing the Rialto Theater, our buddy Hayes.
Yep, Hayes Primer.
And we're doing this cancer benefit, which is on the 15th.
Tuesday the
April.
15th.
So the 15th of April, we might slide another date somewhere in the middle on that 16th. Slide it in on the 6th, 2 fingers in on the 16th, and then we're doing Moon Tower. We have a couple of other dates. We're doing the historic Everett Theater in just about 30 miles north of Seattle on Saturday, May 17th. And then I think we're going to do the headline down at the Pendry Hotel, which has got a really cool room in the back of it.
Here in Southern
Here in Southern California, Newport Beach on June 13th. We'll get that all down. Superscholars.com for everything. Then Taggets. There will be Taggets. There will be Taggets.
They said.
On the 23rd of April, Earthquake's going to be on that one. Howie Mandel's going to be on that one. Annie Letterman, just great people through. I think Fahim may be on that one. Great people throughout. And then on May 21st, I believe, Daniel, if you're around, you're going to do that one.
Sure.
And we've got some other people doing that. So, again, superscholars.com. We'd love to see you at all those shows. And, Chris, how can people listen to your pod, follow you, all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. You can check me out on Sullivan Grams on Instagram. You can also follow That Was Us on Instagram is the name of the podcast that myself,
show.
Mandy Moore, and Sterling K. Brown are doing a rewatch of the entire series of This Is Us, talking to all of our cast and crew and friends and fans and
stories
all those things.
from the shows.
Stories from the show.
Stories from current life. I like when you guys sort of like deviate off a little bit and just talk about the new show Paradise for a few hours. No, but it is great to like hear about reflecting on storylines in the show, but also stuff in your own life and where you drew on.
I feel really bad for Sterling K. Brown that he's not getting any work. I mean, can we help him get some?
If you've seen episode 3 of Paradise, the wonderful new show, there's a shower scene.
I know,
involving Sterling K. Brown. That makes you realize that anyone who's ever tried to do a shower scene has failed.
Right. Yeah.
And Sterling K. Brown has
He's
won.
so insanely low-key ripped.
Yeah.
Like he dresses and his roles and stuff tend to not like he hasn't done a Marvel or any of that stuff.
He could be. I bet he does. I bet he does.
Oh, he's in Marvel. I mean, you're Marvel shaped. We got a Marvel guy right here.
He was in Black Panther. He had a small role in
that's
Black
true.
Panther.
Yes, the opening
But
of that.
he's in Marvel shape and always has been. And then, don't get him wrong. He makes sure that at least once a project the shirt is off. And
sure.
And
this Stranger Than Fiction. All of a sudden, you're like,
listen.
He's probably operating. Can we be honest? He's probably operating at 5% body fat.
I don't care if I had that body, I would be doing this podcast.
I want the shirt off.
Like I would be doing audio formats. I'd be doing NPR.
But the
interviews.
three of you
shirtless.
Is a really good dynamic too for the watch along. Like it's so many areas of the show.
Yes.
And all of your perspectives and you had different shooting schedules and
it's cool.
It works out good. It's a good show.
It's a really, really good.
So whether you watch a show or not, it's just a fascinating.
That was us.
Yeah.
That was us.
Yeah, find us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Boom. I love it. All right, let's jump into the story. I got one sent by Dave Fournier at DP Fournier2. Screaming Southwest passenger, this just happened, strips naked on plane, shocking fellow flyers, including children.
Well, I mean, as of us recording this, it's a huge Southwest day. You heard the news, right?
Because they're now no longer.
No more check bags.
No
more free check bags.
Okay.
They're done with that.
All right.
So mad.
And then they started doing red eyes, which is nice.
Great.
And then starting next year, no more open seating.
Do you think the check bag thing is why this guy lost his
Well,
life?
you think it's a man.
He heard
Hey,
you
now.
did just say Southwest passenger. All
Are
right.
you ready for this? And this is New York Post, so I warn you in advance that they're going to try.
We're
and
going to
get
pun
cute.
people town?
They're just pun people town. Here we go.
Well, but here's the thing. By the way, we've all been on the Southwest flights where like there's a little turbulence, and then they throw like the nuts down the aisle.
Yeah.
And this is where the nuts came out early.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a result.
Who's nuts?
Who's nuts?
These nuts.
These
All
nuts.
right. All right. People are wearing less and less on the runway. Get out!
Stop.
That's it.
Get out!
Shut up, New York Post,
That's
you
it.
jerks.
They high
Freaking
five over
jerks.
that one.
The Southwest flight bound for, where do you think it was bound for? Where do you think this flight was bound for?
Fish in a barrel a little bit.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Miami.
Miami was my guess.
Vegas.
Miami was
Okay,
my guess.
Get your answers in, townies. Phoenix, Arizona, which is, by the way,
Okay, sure.
another.
So did Randy and I tell you we were
The
in
Miami of the desert.
No,
It is.
we were in
Back-
Scottsdale.
Miami
So
of the
good.
desert.
Randy and I were
Scottsdale is like the new
Scottsdale.
Vegas.
We went to this restaurant
No, it was a brunch place on a Friday.
on a Friday morning at
Okay.
like 10 in the morning. We had just done all our press, and the guy was driving us was
Called
like,
Hash House. That's
he's
the
like,
name
"Where
of
do
it.
you want to go?" And we're like,
I don't know. Take us to a brunch place, Hash House. We roll up to this it's in a strip mall. It's like separated
Sure.
from the strip mall.
Sure.
Line of 100 people out, like literally waiting to
trying to
get
get
on a
in.
Friday.
DJ so loud inside,
Full blast,
Tons
like-
of people at the bar drinking.
2 a.m. at the club DJ, like that loud
love
for
it.
brunch. And I'm like,
I
oh
love it.
man, are you trying to DJ us our old asses out of here?
Yeah.
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 Like, I
That's
can't even
intense.
hear. I
So
get
when
to
Randy
go.
tried to eat at that restaurant, well, who was it? Moby's restaurant.
No, it was some restaurant in Silver Lake, and the font, like the menu was like 8-point font. I'm like, you motherfuckers trying to font me out of here? Don't you font my old ass
So you
out
didn't
of here?
eat there, right?
We did. We ate.
We ate at Hash House.
So we
wild.
ate it. This is the best part. We ate at the
would've
place, and across the table.
No, we
front-
ate outside. Where
We
it
ate
was more
outside,
because we
and-
didn't have
Yeah.
time. We were starving.
I mean,
we've been up for like 5 hours doing.
Let me say
press.
this: 2 bachelor parties that were there and
course.
going on
Yeah,
recognize
yeah,
us
yeah.
and were talking to us. Across the bar, we see this woman with a tight bun, freckles on her face. She looked probably about like 5'10". It was in flip flop, in like athletic gear and flip flops.
And Randy's like,
The
"That's
entire time,
Diana
I'm like,
Taurasi."
that's Diana Taurasi.
I'm like, no, it's not.
It's got to be
It's
Diana
not
Taurasi. I was like,
Diana
I'm going over there to say something.
Like,
to
do
Diana.
not go over there.
And then we got over, and I was like, she's not in good enough shape for it to be Diana. Like, we got over close enough, and I'm
Fair.
like,
Yeah.
either Diana Taurasi is not as good a shape
Has
as
let
we
herself
think-
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
too
good
much
as we
time
think.
at the Hash House.
At the Hash House. I'm like, why is she at the Hash House? Should be. You should.
right, here we go.
Playing right. All right. So the Southwest flight bound to Phoenix, Arizona, was forced to return to the gate, which Jay,
Didn't even make it.
get on your soapbox, Jay.
So I'm always like, I have to get home. I literally have to get
Yeah.
home. And if my plane has to turn around because of one other passenger,
Yeah.
You would get this before the police took them off. You would call
I
your
would-
wife and
I'd
put her
call
on
my wife,
speakerphone
I'd
and
put
be
on
like, explain why this shit happened.
I would say to the person,
Yeah.
bitch,
You owe my-
start talking to my wife.
You owe my wife
an
an
explanation.
apology.
And if you don't, I'm going to take your face, I'm going to slam it on the edge of
Yeah,
the
you're
off.
this
Now
thing
you're off
until
the
your
plane.
teeth come out.
That's
I'm going
right.
to watch your teeth like chiclets
Yeah.
hit the floor.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You're not going home then either. Just
Listen.
I don't care.
That's right. We're
At this
already
point,
going
at this
back
point
to the
I'm
gate.
late. I might as well have a real reason.
That's right.
Not this asshole.
All right.
What are
so-
those slides for? Shoot them out the side
And then just
and
keep
keep
going.
fucking going.
It would be great if they did just say like, "Hey, we're gonna bring up the stairs. We got somebody that's got to get off because
Yeah.
we're not going back to the
Yeah,
gate."
yeah, yeah.
Knock
And
them
then-
off.
yeah.
And then
Pull the
tell them,
truck up.
figure out how to
Yeah.
get back.
Yeah.
You figure out how to get
No,
back
they're
to the
not
tarmac.
going to let them run around.
Yeah,
the
you do let them run
tarmac.
around the tarmac.
Yeah, you do. And if
Get
a
run
plane-
over, you get run over.
Get
Pull
run
up an
over.
old school sliding door van, pulls up right next to the plane like an abduction.
Yeah.
Throw them in.
Throw them in. The plane keeps going.
Stripped naked and began screaming at the top of her lungs before takeoff.
Okay. All right.
Came as a complete surprise to everyone, one female eyewitness said, who opted to remain anonymous. Why? Why would you remain
She does
anonymous?
not want any part of it.
I don't
Just
want.
say her
Yeah.
first name and an initial
Point is, we
Kelly
can find
B.
this video. This video exists.
of shocking
There's no way
display.
this
Oh, there's
wasn't filmed.
100%.
Yeah.
The plane was
His
taxed.
clothes come off slow enough for
yeah.
everyone to have their
As
phones
soon as
out.
as soon as anyone on a plane reaches this volume, I'm sorry,
Excuse
what?
me?
People are like, phones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes.
I'd be
Phone
like,
out.
"We got a live one back here."
yeah.
Okay, the plane was
Dan
taxed.
so loud from like 12 rows back. Everything all right up there?
Yeah, that's all right.
Are we good? All right, the plane was taxiing down the runway in preparation to depart which airport? Where do you think it was coming from?
Oh,
Going
on its way to Phoenix?
on its way to Phoenix, but what airport do you think it was going to?
Short
now,
flight.
Dan, you know Southwest
flight.
airports. Short
Regional,
flight.
more
Okay.
regional than,
so what do you
than
think?
not.
I like the way you're thinking.
I'm gonna go Atlanta.
Okay.
Too far. San Diego.
San Diego. Okay, that's a good one.
I'm going to say Vegas.
That's actually a really good guess.
Yeah, that's a
But,
good guess.
prepared to depart Hobby Airport
Houston
in Houston.
Hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the woman who was still fully clothed at the time walked to the front of the plane and
yeah.
demanded to be let off the flight. Good, let her off.
Yep.
She started jumping up and down, screaming at the top of her lungs. When the aircraft continued to move, the passenger proceeded to strip off all her clothes from her hat to her shoes. Now, let's have an uncomfortable conversation right here. And this is just
From
the
her
truth
hat
of it.
to her shoes. Got it.
Hat to shoes. This is the uncomfortable conversation we have. if the woman is hot. And if she's like, they take a little extra time to get her wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
the three of us just don't say a word.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying a reality of life.
Depends.
I will say this.
I
God,
think the answer is no. With
I
kids out
say
there.
if you
learning
are,
lessons.
she didn't go with violence.
No,
which I applaud.
She'd stick her
A lot of
boobs in
people go
someone's-
with violence in this situation, and
She
she
just-
went with something that was
This is how
definitely going to
serious
get
I
this
am.
plane turned around.
She's
Yeah.
like, this plane is taking off. You know what else is taking off?
Yeah.
My clothes.
I wonder
And I'll
at
show
what
you
point
these
they
two exits
realized
right
what was
here.
happening. Because
Who?
hat goes off, you're like, hey, pick that hat back up.
Yeah, hey.
Also-
Right?
She gave it the old like 1940s baseball. Now you listen here.
Right.
Wow.
And if she's
Or
got
she-
like a jacket
Earl Weaver in a fight with an
Yeah.
umpire.
Yeah.
Tip of the
on,
cap.
and if she has a jacket on, then
kicking
you're
her
like,
shoes.
oh, what are you trying to fight? And then
It
shortly
was
after
like
there,
she was
then you
fighting
start.
an invisible umpire.
So-
And she took her fingers and she said there are two emergency exits, and she pointed
at
down her
herself.
front,
Yeah,
one
that-
to her
that
butt and one
was
to
the
her
last
vagina.
straw.
And I was like,
That was
"Footage-
the
you don't mock a Southwest flight attendant.
We do the jokes around
We make
here.
the jokes."
But it would have been funny if someone threw the nuts when she did.
That's right.
Great. Footage shows the nude flyer walking up and down the aisle in full view of the passengers, including young children. It was evident she was having a breakdown.
Sure.
At one point, the traveler started banging on the cockpit doors in her birthday suit, demanding to be let in, and even started rubbing her naked body all over a female
Interesting, they
flight
hadn't
attendant.
restrained her at this point.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, they've
I
allowed
mean,
her
how?
to do a lot.
How?
Again, I think it's because she's, I don't know. All the while,
To be naked and banging on a cockpit.
passengers tried to remain calm. One drunk guy was like, I get her. I got her.
Well, I was going to ask you guys.
I got her.
At what
Somebody thought it was a new feature.
At what point do you think you would
Step in and
to
help.
apprehend her?
Oh, I mean,
Me?
Yeah.
Not
Never
doing it.
Never.
just
Never.
don't want to get.
I'm
I don't
not
wanna-
putting my
I don't
hands
wanna-
on any woman.
No,
for
I don't want to
anything.
See, that's a-
accidentally
that's a
hurt
part of
somebody.
it,
in
too.
public.
You don't want to
Yeah.
hurt someone.
You don't want to like.
because what happens if you? Okay,
Let me say, if
Yeah.
you're in the air, does that change it for you?
yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you're
if
trying
she's
to protect.
rushing the cockpit, yes, I'm rushing. Yes, I'm tackling
Yeah.
her if that's the case. But the truth is, if you,
I am saying to a flight, if I'm up near the bulkhead, I am saying to
In this
a flight attendant,
Yeah.
you need help here? What's the
Sure.
plan?
what
but
do you need
also
from
in
me?
this situation, you can clearly see that she's unarmed.
right?
Well,
Literally.
that's true.
Yeah.
She's
So-
She's unlegged too.
Yeah.
All right. All the while, the passenger tried to remain calm. I was just hoping that the plane didn't take off. A witness recounted. Fortunately, the aircraft returned to the gate, cutting the pre-flight strip tease short. It wasn't a pre-flight.
It wasn't.
strip
And I don't
tease.
think you
It's
cut
not
it short.
striptease,
If
yeah.
we're rubbing
It
on
worked.
doors
Yeah.
or walking up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
down
yeah.
aisles, putting on a show,
That's a full set.
yeah,
That's a full stripper.
Yeah, she made it through a song and a half.
Right. When the door opened.
Do you think someone on their phone just held up "Sweet Child of Mine"?
Yeah. That's
Damn,
right.
I knew you were going to say "Sweet Child of Mine."
Coming up next to this day.
we got tigers all the way. Sage Euphrates all the bar. All right. When the door opened, an airline worker boarded and covered the woman with his
Yeah.
semen. No, with a blanket.
Okay.
But she ran out of the airplane. The nudist. Now we're calling her the nudist.
Yeah.
Again, which is
Amazing Adrian.
Yeah,
I was gonna
nudist
say,
it's my
is a
favorite Adrian Brody
lifestyle.
movie
This
that
seems
hasn't
more
been
like
made.
a
The
breakdown.
angry, yeah, the raging
So Adrian
nudist.
Brody has done the pianist and the brutalist, and the nudist is next. He will play this woman.
Sure,
That
yeah.
guy survived the Holocaust like 3 times.
Yeah,
He
he
really
has.
has.
More
He's the
than-
nudist. Was subsequently.
And by the way, please, I've said this over and over again. Please do not tell me what happens in his speech. I'm binge watching it. And I'm halfway through it.
Please don't.
Longest one ever.
All right. He's been there before. Detained and transported to the hospital for a medical evaluation, according to the representative of the Houston police.
Yeah, I would say that's needed.
They said the culprit is not facing any charges.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
That's
Public
indecent
seems
exposure?
impossible.
Right.
Her antics caused the plane to get delayed for how long before
I would-
departing to Phoenix?
I would go crazy on this one.
Well, this is an
She
issue
makes me
because,
like-
a lot of times they're in and out with these flights. So, like, if that gate's already taken, they can't go, usually some can't go right back to that
2 hour
same gate.
2 hour delay.
That's a good guess.
2 hour delay. What do you think?
Yeah,
Chris?
I was gonna say it feels more like a tosser and get back out there. So I'll say 47 minutes.
Great.
Wow.
What
I'll
do
go
you
4
think?
hours.
4 hours. Get your answers in, townies. This delay, it caused the plane to be delayed from Hobby Airport in Houston to Phoenix.
Yep.
1 hour. This
Oh,
guy right
wow.
here,
well
this guy-
done.
1 hour.
Chris.
You wanna
there's
know
a
why?
blurred out version of it that I'm going to show you. Is just if you can see the woman.
Let me see.
A lot of heads down. A
Yeah,
lot of
she-
looking away and heads down.
I mean, this is
photo.
where I
She
wish
has-
Adam Ray was on this flight because he would have had
God,
like
She
something
has the
hilarious
wherewithal to be bracing both overhead.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's
Watch
bracing
still
herself.
on. Watch still on.
Well, that's more difficult to get off.
Naked and yet has a lot
Her
of baggage.
dancer name is
A
Turbulence.
lot of baggage.
I have never been on a
lot of
quicker
emotion.
turnaround than than when the airline is at fault for something.
Right.
Because they want you away from the Wi-Fi, away from cellular service, and back in the sky as soon as possible.
Oh my God. They want you.
So you're
they
not.
want you out.
I
of
don't
there.
want to
So you're
give
not-
people like a ton of control, but doesn't it sort of feel like if a passenger comes up to you once the plane has started moving and says, I need to get off this flight, you should just do it?
Yeah, like it's not going to get better.
No.
Like you're not going to talk them
No,
down.
gonna get
no,
better.
you're not gonna. It won't get easier.
If they say, I'm sorry, I got up, I'm just feeling really nervous, there might be an avenue there.
Yeah.
But if they're like, I have to get off this flight, it is not going to get better.
No.
As
Kudos to her for not waiting to the air.
As comedians, how do you feel about the Southwest approach of levity in the?
So I used to hate it.
Used to hate it.
And then someone explained to me that so many people have so much anxiety flying, and I don't.
Yeah.
That it really helps
That's
them
why they
realize that
laugh.
this is like nothing. Like this is a joke. This is
I
all
never
goof.
hated the comedy. I
Yeah.
always hated how hard people laughed at it. This
There it
bothered
is.
me.
There it is.
This bothered me because
Yeah.
I'm like, we're trying to be craftsmen
Yes.
of this whole
Yes.
thing,
Dude,
and
they
like
crush.
the cheapness with which these guys crush. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like watching a street performer like have like 800 people around them and just kill.
The greatest joke I've heard on one of these flights.
Chris.
Perfect. Hold on. Listen. It was perfectly delivered. It was not delivered by
Unlike you-
a flight attendant.
Unlike your roasted nuts.
It was delivered by the pilot.
Okay.
Wheels, touchdown. We're landing. Wheels, touchdown.
Yeah.
You hear the, and he goes, "We made it."
Funny.
That was it. And hung up. Didn't say another
He
word.
sighed.
He sighed. He goes, "Whew, we made it."
That's good.
Phone back. I'm
Tight
like,
writing.
That's nobody even noticed. It was
Really?
incredible.
That's
I
a
was
good-
like,
that's a-
whoa!
That's
I
good.
was all by myself.
That's good timing.
That's
That's
funny.
good timing.
All right, so-
Celebrating it. There you go. We don't know how old the woman was. We don't know what cup size she was. You just know that this.
It's all just one cup of whatever
yeah,
you're
it's
going to
all,
drink.
it's
there
all
anyway.
one
Yeah.
naked girl, one cup. All right, there you go. That's story number 2 down the books. Dan, give us a little teaser we can see in story number 3.
Oh, 2 idiots against a food delivery robot.
Yay.
Perfect.
You
I love
knew
it.
these stories would start
Perfect.
popping up. Chris Sullivan's with us. When we come back, we'll find out what Daniel Van Kirk has going on. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Townies, Sklars. You know when a shirt becomes your new go-to shirt?
Yes.
Oh my God, I
One of
love
the
that
worst feelings.
feeling.
I
Yes.
just had this
Okay.
because of Quince.
I love
I
these
got the
guys.
long sleeve European linen shirt.
Yes.
Like to me, I was like, this is what people wear at a destination wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean that in like a positive, like a cool beach, like breezy.
Perfect.
Like I've never had one of those shirts.
As we roll into summer, Dan, this is what you will wear.
This is your nighttime because it gets
I
a little
already
cool
love
here.
it. I already love. I'm like
So
picturing myself at the cabin wearing my shirt from Quince.
Love
I
it.
mean, and when it becomes the thing that you reach for, because
Yeah,
you
that's
know
it.
you have those clothes. You
Well,
just reach for
so-
it.
All right, tell people about
I
Quince.
want to talk about Quince because they have all the things that you actually want to wear.
Totally.
Like organic cotton silk polos, European linen beach shorts, all comfortable pants. The golf pants are amazing. They work for backyard hangs to like nice events. The best part, everything with Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than what you would find with similar brands.
By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury pieces without the crazy markups. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. Jay, you got the good. Dan got the linen shirt.
I also did the like Breeze T-shirt, like the athletic T-shirt,
yeah.
in like a heather black.
What'd
The
you get
golf
to?
pants, because I am on a golf course all the time now with my
Yeah,
kids, like I needed more options.
That's right.
And so these are perfect because they also double as you can wear them out. They look nice. and
What
on
I went
stage.
with was I do not have a good pair of olive shorts, and again, going into the summer, I'm like, I want a new pair of shorts, and I got the linen olive European shorts, 8-inch. Super excited. I'm going for a little shorter shorts. I don't want it too long, so I'm really
I also
excited.
got sunglasses too.
You
Which
got
I
su-
needed.
oh, my
Yeah,
God.
'cause
But
they're all
really,
different.
you mentioned this. The price is what's amazing.
The prices are so good. It's like when you shop for things and you get multiple items, and then the price, you look at the total price,
You're
and it's
like, I
less than what you pay
cannot-
for one thing somewhere else.
Is this 1987? It was it's
happy.
so great, and I got the little leather money clip, which I've never
All right, I'm
had
going to tell everybody what to do.
Okay.
Here's how you elevate your closet with Quince. Go to quince.com quince.com/DPT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
This is easy.
That's QUINCE.com/DPT, quince.com to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DPT.
I love this place.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show. Chris
Thanks,
Sullivan is our guest. I think you know him. He's a
very
wonderful
well.
dude.
One of my closest friends.
He was amazing. If you aren't familiar with all of his work, if you don't know This Is Us, he was amazing in that. If you don't know Guardians of the Galaxy, is Taserface one of the great, hilarious characters?
Yeah, you
that-
got to do
The
comedy
Drop.
and intensity.
That's
it's
right.
so
The
good.
Drop.
The Drop.
If
You
you're
showed
just-
up in
if-
Stranger Things
If you're
season
just
one?
listening, maybe this.
The Nick?
You go,
The Nick.
uh-oh. Guess what day it is?
Yeah, there it is.
Guess what day it is?
It's so good.
Is that Geico
Yeah.
Hump Day?
Well, I wasn't going to say the name of the company because
We're trying to get him.
we'll
Camping.
get him back.
Camping.
Camping.
with
With Smash It. It's the same.
no, it was John Rigi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rigi, who's our
That's
buddy.
right.
And when
That's
does your
right.
movie come out? Do we know?
Which
The
one?
Soderbergh.
The Soderbergh movie is out. Presents.
It's out now?
Yeah.
The black
Weeks, bud.
black bag.
Couple of weeks.
Did you promote this?
Yeah.
And I didn't see it?
Listen.
Black bag.
No. Soderbergh makes so many movies. He had 2 movies out at the same time. Presents, a ghost story starring me and Lucy Liu.
Nice.
what
Go.
I'm- this
And
is
then
what
the
I'm
University of
Soderbergh
Michigan's
Black
own.
Bag.
The University of
just hung
Michigan's
out.
own Lucy Liu.
That's right. I've got another movie coming out called Mercy with Chris Pratt, and then a TV show called Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, starring Michael Chernus.
What?
Who do you play in that?
I play the lead prosecutor.
Are
Which-
you
You
serious?
had to go after
Lead
Gacy?
prosecutor whose name was Bill Kunkel.
Bill
Kunkel.
Kunkel?
Is that the
Bill
most
Kunkel.
Midwestern name you've ever
Kunkel
heard in
also
your life?
sounds like something like
Yeah.
When
it's
your
the
ankles
male
are connected
camel
to your
toe.
Did you
ball,
feel like
that's
you
right.
had to put an affect on your voice at all?
I gave it a little.
You did
but
it a little?
not-
You don't need
yeah.
to do much.
No, I just tucked it back a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, he knows.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen all
Tucked
the
it
doc
back
stuff
a
on
bit.
Yeah,
Gacy.
yeah.
It's pretty intense and
Brutal.
unbelievable. That
Brutal.
story is going to be awesome. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so happy for
The
this.
smell coming from the vent.
As far as me, DanielVanKirk.com.
Let's go.
To see me in Milwaukee and Janesville and Louisville. Just announced I'm headlining the Limestone Comedy Festival
Yo.
in Indianapolis. That's on the 29th and 30th. And if it looks weird, if you go to look at my dates, yes.
Is that in Indianapolis or Bloomington?
Bloomington, sorry. Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
say
yeah.
Indianapolis. It's
Indianapolis.
Bloomington.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. But
Come on, dude.
I am doing a show in Bloomington on the 30th in the afternoon. I'm
Great.
doing one on the 29th as well, and then I'm going straight to Louisville to do a show that night. So I am going to be in both
They're
cities
close.
that day.
They're
Yeah,
close.
it's about 2 hours.
And we're doing something together.
Yes. So
I'm coming in to guest host.
yes, it's out now. Rory Scoville had moved to Denver, and we both still really love pen pals, and so he is like stepping away seems harsh to say, but he's
Giving
not
you
going to
the
be.
opportunity.
Yeah, he's not gonna be guest
I forced
hosting.
him out.
Yeah. So I'm going to have guest hosts for a month at a time, and Rory will still drop in throughout the year.
If
but,
I let him.
Chris Sullivan and I right
Sullivan
now,
is the
pen
gatekeeper.
pals. Pen pals, the guest host for the month. Is,
I can't wait to
yeah.
do it.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely going to
Oh,
do
we'll
it.
definitely do it.
Yeah.
Individually.
So people should go check that out and listen to Chris and I joke around and read letters. Pen Pals is still chugging along. And then my podcast, The Midnight Air, right here every Monday night on all things comedy.
Let's jump
Okay,
into the
ready?
story.
Yep.
Dumb little story. 2 students facing felony
Sent in
charges.
by?
Brian at Mac. It's Macca. MACCA. GUY. Macca guy. Macca guy.
Make America.
Cool. Constantly.
Constantly
Again. Thanks, Brian. All right. Two students facing felony charges after vandalizing food delivery robot.
Okay.
So you knew it was going to happen. I see these little robots.
Have you ever gotten? Has any of you guys done?
no,
a
I haven't
food
gotten food from that
delivery
because they
robot?
can't come up the hill to me.
That's
to my
right.
house.
Yeah,
Not
that
enough
makes sense.
horsepower.
But not enough horsepower. But I do sometimes like to stand in their way and block them for a
Yeah.
second.
But I've been
These are the
told.
ones with the computer eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
then
Wall-E.
Do they roll them?
No.
But then I've told there's like a command center. So when they do reach an obstacle or don't move for a while, someone can like jump into control of it and
That
see
makes
what's
sense.
going on.
Yeah.
And then try to like maneuver
drone
around
warfare.
a randomly parked car.
But what
Yeah.
if? So this is the problem.
when we start automating everything, if you got a robot and you got a Waymo and they're both in each other's way,
Nobody knows who has the right.
who
of way.
has the right of way, and you
But I think
can't
that's when you
negotiate
need
it,
somebody
work
to
it
jump
out.
in.
Do you know who has the right of way? Your refrigerator.
My neighborhood is where Waymos go to hang out.
No,
When
Really?
they've got nothing else to do.
stop it.
So they drive
waste station.
circles until they find a place to parallel park. And then, I'm not kidding, they practice their parallel parking in my neighborhood.
Stop.
Who's doing it?
Go in and out.
Who's controlling it?
Nobody. I don't know. I don't know.
I sound like an old guy. I'm like, I don't know.
They're literally,
Waymo.
there's no.
I haven't taken one yet.
They know there's
Never.
plenty
Rory's
of
done it.
parking. They know there's no permits, and they just drive around. And my kids are out in the street riding their bikes, and they roll up, and they stop, and there's a standoff between two toddlers and a Waymo.
I was sexually harassed by my Waymo driver.
Get out of here.
That was not fair.
Yeah, well, you're mean to yourself.
Look,
And
this
also
is the last
the-
time I take a stick
and you
shift.
said, "Let me out of here."
That's the last time you wore short shorts on a ride.
Took
Right.
all your
Did you
clothes
see what I
off.
was wearing?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep, I know it well.
Two
Rock City.
Good old Rocky Top.
2 students at the University of Tennessee are facing felony vandalism charges after vandalizing a food delivery robot on campus, the UT Police Department said.
They drew a penis on it. You knew that was coming.
Brock Garland.
Perfect.
Is that the guy's name? He's
Yes.
like a Brock Garland is a tight end.
Brock Garland.
Yeah.
Brock
Go
Garland.
Vols.
They roll it all
Go
together.
Vols. Brock Garland.
Brock Garland.
Good old
Yeah.
Brock Garland.
Good old Brock
Garland.
Garland is the name of everyone who goes to the University
That's
of
right.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right.
Brock
Also,
Garland.
it sounds like a high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get into Brock Garland.
Yeah.
So this year, University of Tennessee
Brock Garland
admitted 8,000 women and 7,000 Brock Garlands. That's what
Brock
they did.
Garland and
And if I don't get into Brock Garland, I'm going to go to.
Patrick Callahan.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Automotive?
I'm going to try and
Technical
get,
Institute?
get into Pat Callahan.
Pat Callahan, technical you.
Brock Garland and Patrick Callahan went to grab food from the delivery robot on Friday
Kicked it over.
around 8 p.m., according to police.
Dude, these are-
Go ahead.
Two guys who would have sex with and tip a cow. You're going to trust them with a food delivery robot?
After they grabbed the food, both men tried to shove the antenna of the robot inside the top compartment. Why? Callahan
Push it back in.
Callahan
Stuff it in,
It's
bro.
one of those big floppy flags, right?
Stuff
Probably,
it in,
right?
bro.
So that you can see it
Right.
moving.
Stuff
Yeah,
it in,
but
bro.
Patrick
Antenna,
was
but
probably
that's how
like,
it connects with whatever.
Yeah.
what are you
Wi-Fi.
doing, Brock? And he's like, I just don't like this
I
little
just
antenna.
want it to go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Stuff it in, bro.
We couldn't beat Alabama this year. We can beat this thing.
Stuff it in.
Callahan then picked up the robot and slammed it into the ground. Garland recorded the incident and sent it to Old Roval's Instagram account.
No.
So this is how stupid these guys are.
Roll
First of all,
balls.
they're the ones getting the food delivered.
Couldn't they have gotten
Right.
away with it?
Right. There's tracking on these things.
And then they post themselves doing it to social media.
And their credit card is on file.
Yes.
They're-
Didn't
you're gonna
this
get
just happen in
Well,
a
their
recent
dad's credit
episode
card.
of this TV show? Didn't some woman rob a wine store
Yes.
or something?
Yes.
And
And
then,
then she got mad that they
Yeah.
put her video on Facebook and she called them out on Facebook.
Yeah, perfect.
So you're basically saying, how can I out myself? Let me count the ways.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're doing this
let's
right
post this online.
What do you want to do tonight? Get food,
Beat
commit
up a-
vandalism,
beat
and
up
then
a robot.
tell everyone we did it.
Yeah.
Let's have it tracked to our house first.
now. Yeah.
Beat up a robot, have them have our credit card so they can charge us for beating up a robot, and then confess
thing
to
is,
it in a public.
It's
Yeah.
like the scene from Office Space where they're beating the crap out
Yes,
of
the
fax machine.
yeah,
Damn,
the
it feels
copier.
good to be a gangster.
But then they do a good job of these robots because they all sort of look cute. They sort
Yep.
of feel
They
like
do. They
Wally's
do it on
friend.
purpose.
They have to.
They do it on purpose so
and
that
they
you
should.
have some kind
These
of
two
feeling.
idiots.
Yeah.
That makes them more evil.
They look like if Eva became Wally.
Yes.
Yeah, a
you know,
little bit.
because Wally's
Yeah.
a little different,
Wally's the
but
best. One of my favorite movies.
unbelievable movie.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable movie.
The incident was captured on camera. No shit, by them.
yes,
Right.
by the
Oh, maybe
robot.
they mean
Also
closed
by
circuit.
the robot.
yeah, probably.
Why? Why?
Ow. Ow.
Yeah. And
does not
UT's data
compute.
logs showed both men had been at the area at the exact time of the offense. What does that mean? These kids have trackers?
Yeah, their phones.
Their phones.
GPS.
Yeah.
Ping them where they
Their
are.
data logs?
Yeah.
They found him through Uber Eats.
Right.
God. Yeah, right?
Do you
Right?
think? do
Yeah,
you
that's
think
right.
Old Roval's, all one word on Instagram. Is a good
R-O-W?
follower.
Oh, that's no. I bet
OLDROWVOLS
it up
on
right
Instagram.
now. I'm looking it up
Old
right now.
Roval's.
Old Roval's is probably like MGO blog, but for them.
Yeah.
So
It's
let
probably
me-
their. It's probably their
Like
blog.
a campus
Yeah,
thing.
no, it's like they write
Their
about
sports.
UT's Vols sports.
All right, Jay's going to look it up. I didn't think of this, but this is fun. Now I'm going to use Jason to help me do it. You're on the assist, Jay. What do you think the follow number is
Of old
on
Roll-Vols?
Old Roll-Vols.
If it is a blog, 54,000
Really? I
Yeah.
I felt 14,000.
on IG.
Yeah.
I know it.
OLDROWVOL.
You have it. So Old Row, I think.
Wait,
is,
do you have a guess, Christopher?
I'll go lower than that. I'll go 6,500.
Okay.
How about 84,300?
What?
I was right.
You were right.
I was right.
You guys are tapped into this sort of
see.
like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
the
Blog
discourse of big school,
Blogosphere.
like a school that a lot of people went to still love.
So
after
the
they
truth
leave.
is, and this is why our friends at MGO Blogs, Seth Fisher and Brian Cook,
Shout
are
out Seth
so
and Brian.
love those guys. That why they're so great is that there is a desire for fan bases of sports teams,
Yeah,
specifically
yeah.
colleges, to want information or listen to people discuss. So what this?
To see people,
But
kick the
there's
shit
no
out of a
humor in
robot.
this. There's no humor in this. So I'm not sure why they.
Well, they sent it to them. They didn't say they posted it.
Oh.
These two idiots are like, we should send this to
Also-
Old Roll-Vols.
Also, they didn't think it was fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
This wasn't to be funny.
we
So-
were doing it on. To be fair, they just showed, like, I'm watching them show like a guy jump off of a dumpster
On top of a
into
Oh, he's doing like the Buffalo
the
Bills
Buffalo
Mafia.
Bills Mafia onto a folding tape.
Yeah, that looks like that hurt
Yeah.
way
Right.
more than he thought it was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get out of here on this.
Yeah. Like he certain body parts that didn't even hit the table were hurting.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
It
It's like, wait,
reverberates.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
How's my spleen involved?
Yes.
Shockwave.
You better go to supersklars.com and keep up with my boys, everything that they're doing. DanielVanKirk.com. Chris Sullivan at Sullivan Grams.
We should mention 428 is our night court, so it was so
Yeah.
fun to do, and hopefully if they get picked up, we get to do more. That'd be great.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yep.
The robot, owned by Starship Technology.
Yeah.
That
perfect.
band never ends.
Perfect.
It's like first they were Jefferson
Jefferson
Airplane,
Airplane,
then they were
Jefferson
Jefferson Starship,
Starship.
then they were just
Now they're
Starship
Starship
Technology.
Technology.
We rebuilt this city. We rebuilt this city on robot rolls.
Okay. The robot cost how much to replace? We'll end it here. What do you put
More than it should.
Right.
What do you put at the value on our own little Wallies?
One of those robots costs $22,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Jerry
like
Rand?
it's like a if your computer could
Yeah.
could deliver
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So
yeah.
you know, the movement fact of it, the
Yeah.
motor fact of
Yeah.
it, like all of this. I think it's $33,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
14,000.
$14,000.
They have the loss built into the price.
Yeah.
Because they know this is coming.
It's a total loss, guys.
Yeah.
The robot owned by Starship Technology. Estimated the cost to replace
knee deep
The
in
robot.
the hoopla.
at $5,500.
That's it. It's not much.
get
So
out
my
of here.
joke, as he was saying that, I was like, "How funny would it be if it was like $4,750?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
$4,750.
That's a show, friends.
There you
Chris
go.
Sullivan,
Thanks
Chris
for having me,
Sullivan.
one of
guys.
the best ever.
This was us. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
This was us.
This
Yeah.
was us
Dumb as
talking
us.
about them.
Dumb is us.
Who do
Talk
that
about
was
them.
us.
That's right. So we love you guys. And no snap. We got to get back to work.
Peace.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.